Okay, well, here's a commentary track. This is Simon Wells, and
And I'm Wayne Wahrman. I was the editor of the movie.
apparently,
I was.
yeah.
Oh, yes, I was. Now, did you notice that the little fishing lure that popped in the water didn't make any noise?
Didn't make any sound. We did have a sound on there, but yeah, Walter didn't like the sound, so we took that off. Actually, I want to mention the score. This is Klaus Badelt, young composer, protege of Hans Zimmer's, who we met with and decided to give a break on this show. I think this is the first big kind of Hollywood feature that he's done the entire score to. He's done a lot of stuff for Hans on things like Gladiator, and actually did a cue on Prince of Egypt, which was the last movie I directed on.
Production.
But he did an incredible score, and just blown away by the job he did on this.
Yeah, I agree. He really did a wonderful job. His themes were terrific. Are terrific.
And so this is in Vassar College in Poughkeepsie, and actually all the students here are students at Vassar College. Huge job costuming them all, and actually there was a sequence that was shot that followed directly on after this that I think we're including as a deleted scene, which actually used a number of students in sort of speaking roles out in the quadrangle. But this was a big Steadicam shot. Took about half a day to do this, what with the rehearsals and multiple takes. And even then we actually had to do a little bit of steadying afterwards electronically to get the ends to be as still as they are.
Right, especially here by the sign, this was a bit...
Yeah, by the time that Chucker got all the way down to the bottom of the stairs carrying the Steadicam ring, he was just sort of panting and sweating, particularly when he'd done it about 10 times.
Wow. That scene that Simon was just mentioning, that was where it would have gone. It went right after that door shot.
Actually, in one assembly of the movie, we didn't have this scene in the movie at all. We just went straight from the quadrangle scene to the later thing out in the street.
Right.
The amount of set dressing in this this location that you see more clearly in the deleted scene.
Almost 5.
Yeah, there was all the deans walking around inside the
and all the stuff that's on the desk here that all kind of had visual significance for Alexander.
Oh, illusion art shot.
Yeah. Ironic that Don McAlpine, our DP, gets his credit over a shot that in fact he didn't shoot, but he shot this bit actually.
He did.
This section was actually shot as a VistaVision plate on edge, so we could do the pan down and still keep the resolution. This shot's one of my favourite shots in the whole movie because that's absolutely real, being able to see all the way down the street. And we hid the lighting rig, the big sort of stadium lighting rig, behind the tree, so we get this sort of sunset look coming down the street.
It's really a great shot, and it actually was snowing. That's the real stuff.
We were incredibly lucky with this particular day that it snowed continuously all day and was gently overcast, so we could get this kind of evening light. So it gives the impression the whole thing was shot in magic hour, but it was actually shot over an entire day. And that house that he's walking into is in fact a completely fake facade. The entranceway that he walks into was part of that fake facade, and then this is on a soundstage at Warner Brothers.
Right. And the others, where was that? York? No, it was
Albany.
Albany.
Yeah.
Right.
Right in the centre of Albany. Phila Delore, she was wonderful to work with. And of course Mark Addy, of Full Monty fame.
Oh, yes.
And definitely one of my favourite sets out of the whole movie as well, the laboratory set. I just wanted to live in the laboratory set.
Yeah, there were so many gadgets in there, it was great.
Well, just the whole room. I'd kill to have this room in my house.
You might think about having that cleaned.
And stuff. That was, actually, Scott McGuinness did all of these odd props and like the little computer system here that Philby plays with.
I'm all bowler hat.
And fabulous set dressing through all of this period stuff by Victor Zolfo. And wonderful things that he dug up out of antique stores, and some of it's rented, some of it's manufactured, some of it we actually bought and then resold afterwards. The clocks alone were worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Wow. I remember hearing that some of the pocket watches were really rare.
Yes, and we did a pickup shot with the pocket watches later. Trying to reassemble the same collection of pocket watches was quite hard.
Right, I remember that.
Really, Alex, good luck tonight.
Guy,
Yeah.
when he looks down, we looked at alternate takes, and he did every single take to within 2 frames of sync. It's like there was only one take. He just did it 4 times.
It was pretty amazing.
The thing is, when Alexander leaves in this shot, this is actually done on the soundstage, and that's blue screened in.
Right, that was
Because
shot in Albany though on that
The
same
background
night.
was shot in Albany, but the foreground was shot on the soundstage because we didn't have Phillida with us in Albany. Then this was shot actually in Albany in pieces.
In 1890,
Yeah.
right? Went back. We used the time machine. Went back to get that shot.
Actually, the two halves of the street are both the same piece of street with the camera moved over. And we had about 15 or 20 horse carriages that we rode all the way up the street and then cut them into sections and pasted them together. Another amazing piece of work by Sid Dutton and Bill Taylor at Illusion Arts.
Yeah, it really turned out well. It's a beautiful shot.
And this thing actually is a working Stanley steamer. And the amazing thing is that it behaved better than any prop or car that you ever get on movies. It was always ready. It fired up. It drove when it was supposed to. And the actor here, Josh Stamberg, actually drove the thing. It took him about 5 minutes to learn how to control it. And just a wonderful little piece of equipment.
It's great.
And it's 100 years old and still working just great.
That is amazing. I remember I was out there that night, and it makes the oddest. It makes almost no noise. When
We had to
it's running.
create a sound that's actually much noisier than the real thing, because the real thing just putters away. It's fabulous. Yeah, you should run on these things.
It's a good idea.
The entranceway was in fact fake. That was all built on the location.
Oh, now this is a real shot except for the moon. The moon
Yeah.
was added in. Everything else was actually there that evening.
Yeah.
Just the moon wasn't where we wanted it to be. So.
And the extras, all of whom were recruited from the Albany area, stood around in freezing cold snow in period shoes for 2 nights, and particularly the guys out on the ice. They're skating on period ice skates,
Wow.
which are hell on the ankles, and they did that continuously for 2 nights.
Now, were they skates that attached to your real shoes, or were
Some
they
of
actually?
them, some of them bolted onto shoes and strapped onto shoes, and some of them were actually solidly bolted on. But yeah, they were all period stuff, and it's very difficult to skate on them. Actually, for a lot of the stuff was not actually on ice skates. That's Twirl Round, for instance.
Right.
It's faked. She wasn't on ice skates when
Oh.
she did that.
It fooled me. I thought she was doing very well.
Wonderful in
Me
this.
too.
She had a tough job. She had to make you fall in love with her in sort of 2 minutes, and then die and have you feel all of the sort of weight of a long relationship, which really tough thing to do. I think she really accomplished a lot.
Yeah, I thought she really was great.
We shot for 4 nights out on this pond, didn't we? Because there were 2 nights that were over on the far side there with the bandstand, and then there were 2 nights here with the robbery sequence.
And where is that pond? Is that in Albany?
That's actually Schenectady. It's Central Park in Schenectady, which was laid out by the same landscape architect who laid out Central Park in New York. So it's all the same foliage and the same kind of landscaping.
Wow.
Incidental, it's called Central Park. This area, poor old Pat McCardle trying to keep focus because the depth of field was like 6 inches or so because of a limited light. We wanted to keep it looking realistically moonlit.
Oh yeah. Plus the CinemaScope lenses have a little bit less depth of
Oh yeah,
field.
there's all that glass you're trying to get through. So
Well, Pat did a wonderful job of focus. I had to worry about it less on this film, I think, than any film I've worked on. It's really great.
there are 1 or 2 shots that we just couldn't get around. That there wasn't a good performance and a focus on the same take. But
True.
almost all of it was great.
Uh-huh.
And look, it matches the moon.
That's right.
But of course, the moonstone doesn't actually look much like the moon, and
No, it
so we
doesn't.
took that out.
No, it's
There's a beautiful little ring there.
would have
made.
gone right here.
Yeah.
Ready and
She looks up at the moon, actually, not across the rubber.
yeah.
And this is Max Baker, who an actor out of New York, actually an English actor living in New York. We actually cast quite a lot of English people in this movie. I don't know what it is about.
I noticed that.
Well, it's trying to get sort of a good period feel. And actually the accent they're doing, not Max, but the other actors are doing a sort of period New York turn of the century accent that Liz Himmelstein, our vocal coach, trained us in with the guy he always works with, whose name I forget off the top of my head. But Max, we decided to let him stay kind of English
He just got off the boat.
Yeah,
You hear me?
and he's in need of a bob or two.
Right.
So.
That's everything.
He's great. There's something just so dangerously unbalanced about him, which I thought was wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm proud of this shot. This is
Uh,
a Miss Spielberg shot. This is.
it's really very nice shot.
And the ring.
Stays in the moment all the way through this, even when other people are
Maybe you'll
doing
buy
this
you
stuff.
a
She's
diamond
completely
now.
Very focused.
focused. And the moment with the gun going off, there's actually a little explosion on Sienna's lapel there, which wasn't in any way electronically rigged to the gun. So we did the whole performance of the struggle and the gun going off to me actually clapping my hands in time and counting. And on a certain count, we knew the gun was going to go off and she was going to fall backwards.
Oh, that's great. A little thing there where we had some good gun flashes, which you don't always see because of the speed of the camera shutter. Sometimes the gun flash will actually happen when the shutter's closed.
Okay, let's take a look if we're continuing.
Part 2. Part 2 coming soon.